brows. When I tell you that these brows are sharp enough to cut glass. So, if you missed my last live, no worries. I'm here to catch you up, Buttercup. I need a cuddle buddy. So, okay. So, we're going to cuddle with my sleepy kitty, right? So, I got up at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. I have not yet slept today. Not quite a manic phase, but could be leading up to one. I'm learning to identify my triggers, and I know that lack of sleep usually means I'm leading up to one. And while my mind has been restless, it hasn't been, I have not yet been to the point of what I would consider a full-blown manic phase, where it's like rapid cycling of emotions, not just emotions, but like this one time I was inundated with memories, and it was a lot of memories that I thought were like lost to the ether forever. I thought, like, you know, the movie Inside Out, I thought they went the way of Bing Bong, which was super sad. I cried. So I thought my memories went the way of Bing Bong. Who's your friend that likes to play? Right. And that's the way I thought my memories went. And then it's like so many things came rushing back to me in this just like half delirious state. And it was just so much, like, I feel like, you know, I say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying or about to die, right? But I feel like my life flashed before my eyes, but instead of it being like a minute, it was hours upon days. And if you've never had a manic phase before, believe me when I tell you, you don't want one. So I feel like just the lack of sleep and me being up for, at this point, 26 hours, I feel like I may be on the cusp of a manic phase, which is why I'm not, like, my body is beyond exhausted. And it's just like, I call it the mind body dysfunction, because it doesn't matter how tired my body is, my brain refuses to let me sleep. And you know, I've written, if I can channel it into something productive, I will. Like, there are times where I can't do anything but write it out, and then there are times when I can channel it and I can write, you know. And I wrote this one, it started out like, I feel like aliens are invading my mind, but I don't know what they've come to find. I just want to sleep for a week, but my brain runs like it has 4 feet. And you know, that's just like a little snippet out of that poem, but that was something that I managed to channel into, like, I managed to channel a manic phase into something productive. And you know, I post them on, obviously, on my YouTube. I also post on this website called allpoetry.com. Oh my goodness. Same handle, WildFury88. So if you are into reading poetry, you can find me there. I post pretty much the same stuff I post there, except that's just like the written word. And when I post on here, yes, like, do you mean just now or in general? No, I've been doing this for about a year now, but I just started this live like 4 minutes and 20 seconds ago now. So yeah, I was talking about how I feel like I'm maybe on the cusp of a manic phase, but I was not able to sleep. Like I said, I've been up for 26 hours at this point. It may not look like it, but as like I said, like I was talking about, like the brain body dysfunction. That's why I'm like laying down, just because I'm super tired. So I'm just like comfy. I'm like cuddling with my Hello Kitty, she's one of my favorites. I'm like, my bedroom is designed for, you know, my inner child. I have my Raven up here, so I have designed my bedroom like the way the child me would have loved. You know, I have stuffed animals everywhere. So I'm in my zone, but again, I feel like I need to talk some of this energy out. Like I've already so if you missed my earlier one, 26, I know it's a disaster. And I just laid here for hours and hours and hours and tried to sleep and just could not sleep. And sometimes I can go days. Like I will go until my body like physically like knocks me out. My body has to overcome my brain and will physically make me pass out. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm sober, because I have learned to identify my triggers, and substances are a big trigger, especially if you are, well, for one, I'm neurodivergent. Two, you know, obviously I have my own mental health issues, but because I couldn't sleep, I went, of course it's not healthy. Hey, I didn't say it was healthy. I tried to sleep. Like I tried to do all the things. I got up at 8. I've been drinking water. I'm doing what I can. I'm not saying it's healthy. That's why I am in my comfort zone. But again, I'm trying to talk some of this energy out. Like I'm basically at this point trying to exhaust myself, because I just came back from I went to the threading spot and I got my eyebrows done like I said I was going to do. And what do I stream about? I talk about poetry. I post my poetry. I have 2 playlists. If you go to bars, I post on that. I just talk about life. I just talk about whatever. You know, I just talk about whatever is on my mind. But right now I'm talking about my mental health. So like I said, I just came back and my birthday is next week. So I wanted to do a little something special for myself. So I went and got, along with the eyebrows, I went and got a henna tattoo. I can't. So it's like, you know, like moon and stars, and that goes along with my half sleeve that I have, because I have the planets right here, and then the moon phases, and then like my, you know, tree of life, and then a quote from one of my poems. It says, "Howling at the moon I see, libations in my lunacy is what real." Do you think you should call it? So right now I'm at the point where it's manageable, but I am like, I'm at the 26-hour mark, and if I'm still like this tomorrow, then yeah, I'm gonna get some help. It's not, I know it's not healthy to be up for this amount of time, but if you don't experience it yourself, it's like, I look like I just woke up. I didn't. Is what, okay, what are we talking about? Is what real? So this is a henna tattoo, obviously. This is not real. Everything else over here is real. This is pretty fresh. I got this a few months ago. You know, obviously this goes along with like the lunar theme. It's almost done. I have a little spot right here that I'm gonna put something, but my quote is upside down because I can't, you know, manipulate my arm. So this is "Howling at the moon I see, libations in my lunacy." And yeah, this is fresh. I just came back from getting that. I felt like so the worst thing for me to do, if like my mind is racing and my body won't let me sleep, the worst thing for me to do is try to force it, because then it's like, so I've tried to meditate so many times, and there are some times where I can just, you know, clear my mind and just, you know, I look at it like so if you're the sky, right? So you yourself are the sky, and you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just like the clouds in the sky, and the clouds, they come and go, right? So I look at it like, sometimes I can just watch the clouds pass me by, and then sometimes I can't. So the worst thing for me to do, if I feel like I'm on the cusp of a manic phase, or fully blown, like in a full-blown manic phase, the worst thing for me to do is just like lay there and try to sleep, because my mind is, you know, we're full, like we're running all cylinders, right? That's how my brain is, and my body doesn't get the memo. So my body won't get the memo that that I should sleep. Matter of fact, so I'm gonna read something. I just read a snippet out of it, but here is something that I wrote. Ooh, yeah. Add a Q&A to SoundCloud or what? If it's not, I hate when this ads like try to ask me stupid questions. No, I'm not a rapper. I hate when people say that. I get it because I have like wordplay is my forte, right? And that's like a big thing in rap, but I'm not going to the studio. I'm not riding the beat. I just have my own flow. But no. I'm talking about what's going on in my life right now. So this is one that I wrote when I was in the midst of a manic phase. If this triggers you, I'm sorry, but you ain't gotta be here. This chemical imbalance in my brain can move on. Yo, it's such a pain. I just want to sleep for a week, but my brain runs like it has 4 feet. And fuck you, no, I can't count sheep. Took it to the head, now all I hear is a bleat. This one time I made up my mind, but then I lost it. Can you help me find a way out to stay out inside? Toy soldiers move boulders in line. I'm Ant-Man, your pants man on fire. Ask for truth, but you were a liar. I'm laying in bed, but I'm higher. Can't help it when I get inspired. I want to go home, be alone, and never pick up my own phone. That's what happens when I'm in my zone. The best place for me to be is alone. Can I talk about something else? Put user in timeout. Get up on out of here. Don't come on my video and try to tell me what to do, because I'm going to tell you where you can go. I am literally just here trying to talk out this excess, this plethora of energy that I have right now, right? Because, again, my brain, my body is tired. It's like, you know, you ever see like scales, and when the scales are balanced, when the brain and the body are on the same page, everything is great, right? And then like when it's not, when the scales are tipped, right? When everything is out of balance. So it's like, this is my body, so where you see where the Y is? This is my body right now. And the tip of my fingers, this is where my brain is. Because I would love to be asleep. I would love to be asleep. And to whoever said, could I take sleeping pills or something? Again, that is, no, that's not a good idea for me. Like, I stay away from substances like that. Like, anything that can like change your state of mind. Like, sure, would it put me to sleep? Maybe, probably. But I have taken sleeping pills before, and it's like my body will literally fight them. Like, I will feel like the neurological side effects of a sleeping pill, and my body will just refuse to fall asleep. No, I can't talk about nothing else. I talk about what I want. So, yeah, I'm not, like, send me a super chat or something if you want me to answer your question, because otherwise, no. Yeah, so, like I was saying, so, what I was originally going to talk about, right, what I was originally going to talk about earlier is, you know, I've been doing a lot of studying lately, and I read somewhere that the things that annoy you in others are often things that you need to work on yourself. And I'm like, and my first instinct was to be like, nah, not me. That was like my first instinct. But then I had to think about it. I had to think about whether that could possibly be true. Because I'm like, you know, I don't want to just say, no, that couldn't be me. Like, I like to think of myself as self-aware, but then sometimes I realize I'm not always. Right? Like, so I was thinking about this girl that I just recently cut off, and like what got on my nerves about her so bad that I had to cut her off was, one, like her mood swings were just, I recently saw her. I saw her like last month. I was down visiting family, and I hadn't seen her in 5 years. We used to be besties. We used to smoke and drink and party together, and it was a great time. But again, this was 5 years ago, and I went down there. I went down there for business, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be in town, and I went and stayed with her. And then, it's having a phone relationship with somebody is a lot different than having an in-person relationship. So it's like, okay, we see each other on the phone. I forgot what type of mood swings this bitch be having, right? So, she is in a toxic relationship, and one phone call with her boyfriend, and then it's like, she's screaming, this bitch is having a breakdown in the middle of Walmart, right? And I'm like, you're 35. You live by yourself. You pay your own bills. This man don't pay no bills. But then he comes over and you treat him like he's the king of the castle. It's like, and for somebody that you would think is like such a strong bitch, like she doesn't give Cinderella in her own house. Like, you would never think that would be her. But, it's like a trauma response, and I get that. But she is a victim of her own circumstances. And she's like, well, I just can't leave. I would have to make him leave me. It's like, basically like, if I leave, he'll kill me. Which is not a reason to stay. If you are that fearful of a man, right, of what he might do to you, that's all the more reason to get away from him. But no, she went and got his name tattooed on her pinky finger and asked me where he got her tattoo. Nowhere. And I just cannot see someone who in all other areas seems to have their life together, but is so male-centered. Like, I just couldn't deal with it. And so, on the days that it was just me and her, it's Fruity Pebbles for dinner, right? But let her man come over. It's like a 5-star steakhouse up in that bitch. So me, your friend who you haven't seen in 5 years, is chopped liver until a man comes over. And why you got men coming over anyway while I'm there? And I really thought that, like, that was an opportunity for us to grow closer. But being that I don't partake in the things that she partakes in still 5 years later, it just made me see that I could not be around her. And so the whole point of this is, like, if the things that annoy you or get on your nerves about other people, you should relate that to yourself. It's like, it probably has something to do with you. And that's why you don't like those people. And I'm like, and it reminds me of who I was in a previous relationship, like my last relationship. And it's like, it was bringing me back to a person that I no longer am. It was bringing me back to a person that was like 4 people ago, right? Because you should always be evolving and learning. And when you're around the wrong people, it's like they're trying to drag you back to somebody that you ain't been in years. And instead of us growing closer, I ended up leaving early because I just couldn't deal with her. I just could not deal with her moods. And like, my breaking point was when it's like, you're in a toxic relationship when you and your man both have each other blocked, and the only way you can communicate is you have to dial *67 and call each other. And she was asking me if I could text her man talking about, well, Sarah wants to know what you're having for, what you want for dinner tonight. Oh, she said, can you please call her? Bitch, I am damn near 40 years old. What do I look like being a messenger to you and this goofy who you shouldn't even be dealing with? And it's like, it triggered the old me that I have since outdated and grown away from. And so I was thinking about stuff like that. I mean, that's the whole point. Is like, if something gets on your nerves about other people, it probably has something to do with you. And she reminds me of who I used to be and just can't be anymore, because it's like she she seems like such a tough bitch. But let her man come around when they're not arguing. It's like, hi, babe, I made you this for dinner. Oh, I bought you this $100 pair of sneakers. And it just made me realize how goofy she is for even putting up with it. It's like, oh, you a boss bitch, but you acting like he's your boss, bitch. How you a boss bitch and you let a man be your boss, bitch? It doesn't work like that. And I realized that the reason it got on my nerves so bad is because that's who I used to be. That's who I used to be in my last relationship. That's who I've been in relationships with toxic men who I had to walk on eggshells around. And I realized it was almost the same way with her, because it's like anytime I try to express a boundary, right? It's like I find myself around somebody that I can't express boundaries around because they don't know how to take it. It's like, if I can't have a conversation with you about something that I feel like it's like you done stepped on my toes, like spiritually, if I can't talk to you about it, I don't need you in my life. And that was just like the thing about, well, can you text my boyfriend? I'm not getting in the middle of that. And I felt it. Like, I felt the energy as soon as she asked me to it. Like, my soul and my spirit was just like, bitch, you better not. And I've done it before, But now I'm like, why on earth am I playing mediator to a grown-ass woman and her toxic man? I can't do it. And like I said, the whole point of it is that if something gets on your nerves about somebody, it probably relates to you. And I know that I'm part of the problem because I have enabled so many people, because I've been told that I'm such a good listener. Like, I have been the person who listens to people go on and on and on for hours on end about problems that are self-inflicted, that they have no solutions to. They don't want to have solutions because they are perpetual victims. And I have ended every single one of those friendships after inundating myself and like letting them suck my energy out. That's basically what it boils down to. Is like, I feel a drain on my energy when I'm around people who all they do is complain. They never have a solution. Like, I'm exhausted right now. I'm just talking my energy out. This is my solution, right? But it's like, there are certain people who are always in crisis mode. And because of that, it's like, you ever know somebody that's like, they ask for advice but never take it? It's like, no matter what advice you give them, they have this super special, unique situation where the advice is just not going to work. And I've been around too many people like that. And before, I wouldn't express boundaries. I would just, by the time I left, I was sick of it. By the time I finally left, I just didn't give a fuck. Because instead of expressing boundaries, I just let people steamroll me. Like, I remember this like going way back from the time I was like a teenager, right? And I know it's like due to like a trauma response, but like going back to a teenager, like I would be on the phone with people. Like, I had this one friend that I worked with at a truck stop. Her name was Gloria. And Gloria, I love you to death, but bitch, you can talk. And I would be working the night shift. We both did. And then we would get off in the morning. We just worked together for 8 hours, right? And I would get home and she would call me. And I would be tired, ready to go to bed. And I wouldn't even know how to get off the phone with people. Like, I would just listen to her talk for hours on end. Like, sometimes being a good listener is not a good thing. Or enabling people and, just telling people what they want to hear instead of the truth. Instead of being like, oh, it's your life, do what you want. Bitch, leave that man the fuck alone. Or don't come to me with this bullshit no more. Right? Don't come to me with this. Because now all you're doing is draining my energy. I had another friend that we were internet friends for like 7 years. We never met in person, but we always talked on the phone. And, at the time we were struggle friends. I was living in a hotel. She was we were poverty friends, right? And then, you know, again, someone who was male-centered. And I wanted to stop being like that. And I had just gone through a breakup. This is 4 years ago now. No, I'm lying. 2.5. I had just gone through a breakup. And then she was talking about men. And I had asked her if we could just stop. I was like, can we just not talk about men? And she looks at me crazy. And she's like forever. And I'm like, well, you just said something about this guy. And it reminded me of something traumatic I went through with my ex. So can we just like table this shit? And then I realized that if we weren't talking about men, or more accurately, if I wasn't listening to her try to convince herself she was in a relationship with this guy who she was really just a side bitch for, like if I wasn't listening to her bitch about that, that was the entirety of our relationship. So it's like our entire relationship became about me listening to her trying to convince herself she was in a relationship when she was just a side bitch. And, you know, came to me crying when he got his actual girlfriend pregnant. Because, duh, what did you expect him to do? Oh, you thought he was going to leave her for you. You thought he was going to leave her for you. And then I realized that I was enabling her because I would listen to it. And I would just I was the person that would just tell you what you want to hear, because I'm not about to argue with people. It's like, if you tell me that the sky is pink and you're not going to believe it's anything else, even though I know it to be blue, hey, I don't know what your reality is. So I would just not argue with people. But then I realized that me just agreeing with whatever bullshit they're saying is not helpful either. Because, and you know, she even told me, I was like, can we just not talk about this stuff anymore? And she's like, well, I'm sorry if it got this far. It's just that you're just a really good listener. So it's not always a good thing to be a good listener. It's not always a good thing to be that person that everybody calls when they got some bullshit in their life. Because guess what? They're just going to talk to you and drain all your energy and not listen to anything helpful you have to say. They're just going to use you as a sounding board and a reason to stay in their perpetual victimhood. And this is why now, these are most of the conversations that I do. I talk to myself because I no longer have that energy available to people. Like, even people don't hear. If somebody starts popping off at the mouth and wants to go on some bullshit, guess what? You're gone. Like, I put somebody on timeout real quick. Like, I don't even feel like blocking people. I don't even feel like I got to do all that. Right? But you're going to go in timeout at least. Like, somebody was on my channel earlier when I was out. And I was actually going for a walk. Like, I went for a walk, you know, did what I had to do. And somebody had the audacity to say to me, right? They had the audacity to say to me that I should lose weight. That if I just, dieted and exercised and did whatever dumb shit they was talking about, I could lose weight. And I'm like, well, how much do you weigh? Because I'm gonna get you out of here right now. I just lost probably about 200 pounds that quick. And that's the thing that not everybody understands, is not all of us want to live that Ozempic life, right? Not everybody wants to just inject a needle into themselves. Like, I know a lot of people on GLP-1s for off-label use. And, you know, people get mad when I say this, but I say it's like an eating disorder with extra steps. Because it suppresses your appetite. It changes the way your brain functions in the way that it's like, so it's almost like pain pills, right? It's like your body is still in pain. Your brain has just convinced your body that you're not in pain. I look at it, that's like the same way. So you're still hungry, Ozempic has just convinced you that you're not. And you know, my mom is on, she's not on that one, she's on the one that's for like sleep apnea, but it's still a GLP-1. And like, I'll be on FaceTime with her or something, and I'll hear her stomach growling, and I'm like, yo, what did you eat today? And she'll be like, I had an English muffin for breakfast, and a small thing of yogurt for lunch, and now I'm having a pack of oatmeal for dinner. And that's all she would eat all day. And she thinks it is a miracle. Like, she thinks it's a great thing that she's lost almost 30 pounds. Well, it's because you're starving yourself. And this drug has convinced you, has convinced your body that you're not hungry. Like, it cuts out food noise, right? So that's what it does. It cuts out food noise. Like, I am all for it for, you know, for on label use, I guess is the word. I'm all for it. For like, if you're diabetic, like, that's what it's for. I get that. Or trying to lower your A1C, whatever. But to me, it's an eating disorder with extra steps. It's like, okay, anorexia with injections. And it's not just her. I've seen other people doing it too. It's like, you know, everybody is on these GLP-1s, and they defend it to the death by saying, well, I want to be healthier. I don't think that losing 30 or 40 pounds within a matter of a couple months is healthy. Because the ideal way to lose weight, like the healthy way to lose weight, is like 1 to 2 pounds a week. And people are just losing so much weight so fast. So they, you know, they claim they're doing it to be healthy, but losing weight that fast and doing it by injecting your body, I wouldn't say that's healthy. But, you know, I'm not a doctor. This is just my opinion. You know, like that person claimed to be a doctor. I was like, you know, if you're not a doctor, you shouldn't have an opinion about my body or my weight. And they go, well, I am a doctor. And I was like, what? You got a PhD in stupidity or something? And I missed a good comeback. I hate when I think of a good comeback after the fact. Because after that, I was thinking about, like, Dr. what? Dr. Pepper? Like, what the fuck kind of doctor are you? But, like, I'm just trying to look out for you. No, you're not. And that's the thing. Not everybody wants to be skinny. And to me, skinny is not synonymous with healthy. Because if you ever find me skinny, matter of fact, I wrote a poem about that. If you ever find me skinny, well, it's because my mental health is in shambles. Thanks. I actually wrote something about that because just because you are skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. You can actually be too skinny. You can be so skinny that it's not healthy. You can be so skinny that it is, you know, it becomes the antithesis of health. Now, where did it go? Okay, so this is very triggering, so I would recommend looking away, even though no one's here right now. But this was about, like, losing weight, right? Understand that if you ever see me and I've lost weight, it's because in my mind there's so much on my plate. Manic spiraling thoughts I'm afraid to say are a problem, to depressive lows I don't know how to solve them. Gaslighting myself into believing I'm not panicking, and like I'm a normal human being and not a survivor of human trafficking. Thinking if I could just bury the trauma deep enough, maybe I can get a good night's rest because I don't sleep enough. I lost track of the number of times I've been raped, or the men who thought they didn't and said it to my face. In the midst of a fugue state, I somehow escaped the ER, and the next thing I knew, I was in a strange man's car. I'll spare you the details, but I'll never forget his touch on my body. He just wouldn't quit. It might surprise you to know that the next week I took someone to my bed to enjoy. I hated feeling that the last person in my body, it wasn't my choice. The number of times I've been propositioned to just put a price on my body so we can hit up the telly and then you can fondle me. Complete strangers have flashed me a thick wad of cash if I just go with them and let them hit it from the back. My brother was the first person to ever abuse me. We go play in the woods, and what he did confused me. It comes as no surprise that for 2 years I've been celibate. All these men want to fuck me, but my body can't handle it. So it's like, I've been through a lot in life, and I don't consider myself a victim of anything. If anything, I'm the victor, you know, and I became the villain. But to me, if you see me lose weight, right? If you see me to the point where I have visibly lost weight, if my face looks thinner, if I got less rolls in my neck, well, it ain't because I'm on Ozempic. It's because I'm on mental trauma. And just the fact that I can even talk about this now, that's the first time I ever read that poem. And even though nobody's here to see that right now, you know, people might watch that. So that's why I say if it's triggering to you, don't watch. That's why I said at the beginning I was talking about my mental health. If it's triggering to you, don't watch. But I refuse to silence myself to make other people comfortable. Right? It's like I refuse to dim my light just because it hurts your eyes. You better get you some Ray-Bans or something. Close your eyes. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I absolutely fucking refuse to dim my light because somebody tell me, ooh, you hurt my eyes. Close them then. I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, so that's what that was about. When I might as well talk about it now since I'm talking about, when I first came up to New York, it was with somebody who crossed state lines with me. I didn't know this at the time. He brought me up here to try to force me into prostitution. I've seen pimps. I've seen all manner of people. So if you know anything about New York, when I first moved to New York, my first hood was East New York, Brooklyn. East New York, Canarsie, Brownsville. I was all through there, right? It's like, y'all, the hood bitch in me is coming out. Forgive me. Because I ain't trying to hear nobody tell me what I can say, what I can do, how I should silence myself for somebody. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Goodbye. But when I first came up here, like I said, my first hood, East New York, Brownsville, Canarsie, Pennsylvania Avenue. I used to be out there. I got into a fight. I got into several fights. I got my nose ring ripped out partially. I was wearing a hoop at the time. And I got into a fight. I was in the Popeyes in on Pennsylvania Avenue. And you know the block is right there. If you know about the block, you know what I'm talking about. If not, oh well. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I escaped. I was blessed in that I escaped before I really got in. But I didn't leave unscathed. You hear me? And even my mama, I can't talk to her about this shit. I can't talk to nobody about it because don't nobody understand the shit I've been through that has made me this way. This is why everybody says I sound like I rap, because ain't no cap in my rap. I talk about everything I talk about is something I've been through. But my mama had the audacity to ask me that we were watching something on TV. I was just at her house a few weeks ago. And she had the audacity to ask me. It was something on TV. It was like about rape and prostitution. And she's like, well, you were never, like, that never happened to you. You were never involved in that, right? And I should have told her the truth. Because if you going to ask me a question, like, don't ask a loaded question. Because I got a double barrel. Don't ask me a loaded question. Because I got a bazooka. Like, don't ask a loaded question if you not ready to be unloaded upon. So my mom don't talk about, have you ever been raped? Have you ever, participated in prostitution or anything like that? And I'm like, I just looked at her and I was like, nah, it never got that far. Because why? Because my mama has specifically told me before that, we didn't talk for a long time. When I first lost contact with my family and all that bullshit, that's a whole other story. I moved up here because I ain't have nowhere to go. And the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. But boy, did I not realize the devil I was dealing with. And so, you know, anytime I try to talk to my mama about it, she just cuts me off. She's like, I can't deal with it. I don't want to hear it. Or we can't talk about shit because she gonna feel guilty for not being there for me. So then that leaves me, right, to silence myself, to stifle myself, because people can't handle the truth. So if you can't handle the truth, why would you ask a dumb question like that, right? Like, that's why I said, what did I say? Gaslighting myself into believing I'm not panicking and like I'm a normal human being and not a survivor of human trafficking. Like, was I involved in prostitution? No, I was trafficked. I was trafficked. And I got out. But I didn't get out unscathed. I'll tell you that. And that, like, I have been celibate since my last relationship. And I don't even know if that's something I want to entertain again. It's a big part of why I'm single, because nobody is worthy of my body. No one deserves access to it. So they just don't get it, right? They don't get it, and they don't get it. But for somebody to come on here and tell me anything about my life, talking about I need to lose weight, or can I stop talking about this and talk about something else, or can I not curse so much? Bitch, no. Because I'm here for me. First of all, I'm here for 3 people, actually. Me, myself, and I. And if you here and you rock with it and you vibe with it, that's cool. But right now I have 0 viewers, and I'm fine with that, because I do this first and foremost for myself. It's like sometimes I need a reminder of my strength when I have a moment of weakness. It's like, if I'm ever feeling down and I forget that I'm that bitch, I'll come here and watch one of my videos and remind myself of who I am. Because I like I said, I do struggle with my mental health. I'm on 27 hours up right now. So anybody can get it if you say something to me sideways. Like, and I'm not somebody, like, I can't tell what y'all look like. Y'all can tell what I look like. So it's probably people that's not even real. You either a bot, or you living in your mama's basement or something, trying to talk to me about how I look. I don't give a damn, you raggedy ass bitch. I don't care. You can tell me it's unladylike to swear. Who says that do I look like I'm on here trying to portray that I'm a lady? Okay, you see the way my head bobs? I'm not trying to portray on here right now that I am a lady. It's like, if you're gonna come on here and tell me to talk about something else, or to not curse, or to do this, or to lose weight, kick motherfucking rocks. Like, you ain't gotta be here. I'm here for me. And if you're here for me, cool. If you're not, goodbye. You know, from this point forward, it's no more. I mean, if you say, hey, hi, hello, I might hit you with a hi back. But any negativity is gone. But I just take that negativity and I transmute it into something positive. Like, anybody that wishes bad on me, I take it and I'm like, oh, you really wishing good on me. You just don't know it. You don't know that you wish good on me. Like, so y'all know that song, Vice Versa, right? If heaven is hell and vice versa. If I told you go to hell, would you say I curse you? So I look at it like that. And you know, all emotions are just low vibration forms of love. So it's like, even if you think you hate me, in reality you love me. And I can get on my deep esoteric shit. It's like, it's a whole bunch of levels to me. I have many alter egos. Like, okay, so obviously this is who is here. Wild motherfucking Fury, right? It's so true. I got it tatted on my body. But then, because I like to pop off, One of my other alter egos is Professor Popoff, because that's what I do. You know, I take words and I go the fuck off. You know, don't pop my top, because I'll never stop. Jack out of the box like my thinking. And can't nobody do that. Nobody has the type of wordplay that I have. And that's why people always be like, oh, you sound like a rapper. No, rappers sound like me. Like, don't pop my top, because I'll never stop. Jack out of the box like my thinking. So it's like, okay, it's like a jack in the box, right? Don't pop my top, because I'll never stop. And then it's like, once you pop the top, the jack's out of the box, just like my thinking. I mean, there is no box to me. There's no box. Because if you box yourself in, then that means you are living with constraints. And I don't live by rules. And if I do, it's like I play by my own rules and I break them when I need to. I have plenty of mantras that I live by. Every single thing that makes me who I am is because of what I've been through. Everything that I have been through led me to be the person that I am today. And I done been through a lot. And like I said, I do not consider myself a victim. I'm not a victim. If anything, like I said, I'm the victor. And anybody that felt like I was gonna lose, it's like, so there's this rap song that I like because of like the wordplay in it. So it's like every L, I'm gonna have to put my phone down and I can show you. Every L doubled up and transformed itself to a dub. You get it? I was like, ooh, that is a bar. So it's like transformed. You take an L, double it up, and it turns into a win. And that's one of them things where I'm mad I didn't come up with it first, right? It's like, damn. It's like, you know, I'm funny on the internet. Like, I was on Threads for a while. And, like, I'm good at one-liners. And, like, people would, my comments would blow up. Like, I was on there for a month or something. And it's like, it gives you this badge if you have, like, so many views. And it's like, you have 1 million views on Threads. And it would just me being dumb. But I would, like, make funny comments. And people would comment on there. It's like, I hate when people are funnier than me. I'm like, me too. I hate when somebody comes up with a bar that I feel like I should have come up with first. Because how dare you? Another one that I like was, like, J. Cole. He's like, the whole clip getting slid on you, a mouse pad. I was like, you motherfucker. Because I am a wordsmith. That is what I do. Like, one of what I long considered to be my magnum opus was, okay, I'll just, like, start it from the top. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but it was like, somebody told me they thought you were better than me. So I told them, you better update your life insurance, better call your beneficiary. Because, bro, I got issues. I'll buy your mama a box of tissues and a pen to write your obituary. I'll discontinue with my vocabulistic retinue. I do this habitually. All right, listen to this part. You look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm a Trojan horse bringing water to the balance. And balance your homeostasis. Hypnotize your hypothalamus. Paralysis. I start your balance with a gleaming apparatus. Right? Name one other person in the motherfucking world that has said some shit like that. And I'm gonna give it to you slower. And balance your homeostasis. Hypnotize your hypothalamus. Paralysis. And I start your balance with a gleaming apparatus. Okay? And I ain't even about to break that down for you. You either get it or you don't. Right? But I will take something simple and complicate it. Like, I'll take a simple word and transmute it and transform it. Just like I do when people come at me with negativity, I'll take it and I'll just turn it into, like, you bring me low vibration and I'll just turn it into a high frequency. Because I'm operating on a high frequency. Because people want to, when you operate on a high frequency, people want to, like, bring you down. People can't stand to see you happy. People can't stand to see you thriving. They just can't stand you. It's like, everybody act like they like you and shit. And I dealt with that a lot at my job. Like, I was popping at my job. And I was like, damn, all these people want to talk to. It's like, and I just think, like, I'll just think of the first bar of a poem. And I was like, it seems like everybody wants a piece of me, but they want to steal my piece from me. And that's what I feel like with people. It seems like everybody wants a piece of me, but they want to steal my piece from me. wishing the best. Oh, no, let me run it back. My tongue is tied, like literally. So I am in a profession where I, one, talk fast, use big words. I put that in the poem too. I have a proclivity to use big words and the audacity to talk too fast. Sometimes I get tongue tied and give a slant rhyme, energy increase until I crash. And I forgot what I was talking about before this. I don't remember. Again, my brain is moving very fast right now. So that's why it's like, this is what I like. It starts like rapid cycling, where it's like I go from one subject to the next. But again, it's better than just holding it in, because me, I'm the type of person that if I hold something in, and I used to be so bad about it, I will explode. I will literally detonate. And I'll be going off about some shit that you didn't even know you did wrong. And then I've been holding it in, and it's like, you're just like, what did I do? And I'm like, that one time 2 months ago, you looked at me wrong. And people are like, this bitch is crazy. You know, my ex told me that too, because, okay, for instance, he's like, that's crazy that you can hold shit in like that. Like, I hold shit in and then put it in my pocket and then bring it up strategically. Like, I was laying in my ex's bed. I've talked about this before. And I held his phone because I was doing something for him. Looking some dumb shit up because he was a man child who couldn't do a damn thing for himself. In his mama's house, in his bed. We laying there together. I'm on his phone. And then, who is calling him but wifey? Motherfucker, we've been together 1.5 years at this point. And so I just turned it towards him. He grabbed the phone and he had the audacity to just like, he looked like he did not know who it could be. And we was having a good time that night. So I'm like, alright. So we finished our night. I was getting ready to leave anyway. And so, like, when I felt it, I like, you know, that feeling of like betrayal. I knew right then. And the reason I didn't say anything about it then, I knew he was going to lie. I knew he was going to lie. And then I was really going to piss me off, because don't you dare insult my intelligence. Okay? So I knew who it was. I already knew who it was. And then, turns out, right? So because I'm stupid, I stayed with him. Because I thought I was in love. I was Delulu. I was living in Delulu land. I didn't want to believe he could be cheating on me. So I just like put it on the shelf, right? Until a couple weeks later, we in a car, and I'm like, whose car is this? Because I just paid $400 2 weeks ago for a rental car. So if you could have gotten a car, why didn't you get a car for my birthday? And then he pulls out a piece of paper from the glove box. And now I don't go looking for trouble, right? But because I'm strategic, like, he pulled a piece of paper out the glove box. And you know, it was a name and address on there. And guess who it was but wifey. And so I asked him, I was like, who is this? Because I knew the girl's first name, but I didn't know her last name. But I'm not a dummy. And so when I asked him about it, he's like, well, how did you see that? Were you looking at their car? Blah. I'm like, you pulled a piece of paper out in front of me, and that's what it said. And then I said, so who is this person? I just walked, I said, like, we smoked, because he pulled out a piece of paper to roll up some weed on. This is back when I smoked weed, doing that dumb shit. Put out the paper, you know, just because he didn't have a rolling tray. We're in the car about to go to work. So we rolled up. And so I let it sit. And then next break I went up there. I said, so who is Cindy Lou Who? Her first name was Cindy. I ain't about to put her last name on blast. So who's Cindy Lou Who? And he just looked at me like, why do you ask? Like, what do you mean? I said, who is that? And first thing he says is my sister-in-law. Try again. Because you don't piss me off now, because you done lied to me. If you lie to me about something that I know you're lying about, I'm going to get mad. Not even mad about the situation. Mad because you thought I was stupid enough to believe that. Which, you know, I was stupid enough to let the wifey thing go. But that's because I was dumb. I wanted to believe that, like, you know, to me that wasn't concrete evidence. And he tried to play it off like that was his ex's name when they were together, and he just forgot to change it when I finally did bring it up. So I brought that up. At the same time, I'm like, well, who's this? Who is Cindy Lou Who, right? And first he says that's his sister-in-law. And I'm like, try again. And now I'm mad. And now we sitting at work arguing like some dummies. And this is why I say that what got on my nerves about my friend that I just cut off reminded me of the person I used to be when I did dumb shit like that. It's like, bitch, if you know better, you do better. You don't know better, clearly, so you're not going to do better. And so, it ended up being a whole argument. It was just, he tried to make me believe that, she was just letting him borrow her car for no reason. Okay, why is she in your life? And then tried to convince me that her son was getting a job at the same place we worked, and she was going to pull up and smoke with us, and he wanted me to hold it down, basically act like he wasn't fucking the shit out of me and didn't fuck me in the back seat of her car, which before I knew it was her car. It's like, so you just want me to act like you ain't been dicking me down for almost 2 years? She was the one before me, and then she ended up being the one after me. Because his mommy moved down to North Carolina, and he had nowhere to go. So she lived in the projects, and she offered him her stank-ass apartment and her raggedy-ass little car. And this is why I say men got the game fucked up. Because it's like, men are not chasing. Men want to be chased. Men want to be pursued. Men are the new bitches, right? It's like, they want a bitch that's going to come out of pocket for them. They think they are the prize. And it's like, well, he did the best thing he could. Because if that's what you feel like you want, well, you better get the fuck away from me, because I'm not going to come out of pocket for you. What do I look like? It's like, that's hustling backwards. It's like, so you expect me to pay for dick? Where do they do that? Apparently over there. So she can have him. Like, the bitch was always trying to start some shit. Like, called me from his phone one day talking about, who is this? And I'm like, who's this? I'm not answering no questions. I'm not volunteering information. It's like, this is his girlfriend. I was like, oh, word. I have never in my life claimed a man, one, that ain't had a ring on my finger, or has, I ain't claimed a man that ain't had a ring on my finger, or, I forget what I was going to, or another bitch just tried to claim. I've talked about before, I've had bitches calling up to my job, accuse me of fucking their boyfriend that was my co-worker that I didn't know nothing about. Like, you looked in his phone and saw some text, because he texted me that he had a dream about me in a blue bikini and some dumb shit. And next thing I know, I'm getting a call at my job. And it's like, Regina, why are you fucking my boyfriend? I'm like, I thought they had the wrong person. Like, I couldn't speak. I'm like, what? Who is this? They're like, this is Matt's girlfriend. And that was his name. And I'm like, he looked like Shrek to me. Just give you a visual. He looked like he could have been related to Shrek, like his brother or something. We were co-workers. He might like me. I don't care. I don't care if he like me. What's that got to do with me? But she's talking about, why are you fucking... No, it was a sister. It's like, why are you fucking my sister's boyfriend? I'm like, who's your sister? Who's her boyfriend? Like, the amount of times in my life that I've been accused of fucking men I didn't fuck, well, it's about as equal to the time of men I was fucking with. So, but I don't. And so I put that in my poem. It's like, you calling me Jolene, asking me why. I tricked him. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You think that's your man, but he's just a trick. Trick or treat. And anybody that says, anything about that, it ain't tricking if you got it. And he didn't have it. If you say anything about having some money, it's about not having money or about not being able to pay somebody. It's like, I'm not a trick. It ain't tricking if you got it. I don't know who told y'all that lie. But yeah, the amount of women, and I love women, it's like, we do not need to argue over this man. I'm not going to argue with you. It's like the one time I finally gave into it is because this bitch called me in the middle of the night talking about, you're fucking my man. And I'm like, who is this? And it was the same dumb bitch from my ex, right? And the next day I was taunting her. Like, I was messaging her all day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck Sean today, because that was his name. And I said, not yours though, another one. And I would be like, so what you look like? Like, send me a picture. Like, you even gotta be mad. Like, you can get it. Like, fuck him. Let's get together. I was sending her all type of crazy shit. And she just kept going. But this bitch woke me up in the middle of the night talking about I'm fucking her man. And then he had me saved in his phone as India. And that's why I thought she was talking about the wrong person, until she put some contact clues in there. I was like, oh, this is Cindy Lou. And I figured out the reason he had me saved as India is because I'm Indian, like Native American. I was like, that raggedy ass bitch put me in his phone as something else, because she done seen my name as it was in there before. Like, when we was together, this bitch pulled up and everything. And I cannot fathom showing up to a man's house uninvited. Like, inviting myself just to see what's up, and then finding him there with another bitch. I can't even fathom it. I cannot believe the lengths that people go through to get rejected. It's like, okay. And they probably still together now. And they probably gonna get married. Good luck to you. And, you know, it just seems like every man that I have let into my life, and I want to say that I am discerning and that I have better taste. Well, I do now, because I curve men left and right. Like, nobody excuse me, nobody even gets to the point of, you know, can I have your number? And I've entertained men before that I knew I would never give a chance to, just as like, because you know how like a black widow will play with her food before she eats it. That's what I'll do. I'll just like, let me see what you about, and then I'll talk to them till they piss me off, and it's usually not long. Like, here's a pro tip for men: if you're trying to get laid, don't bring up sex in the first 5 minutes after knowing someone. It's like, okay, if you're trying to build a house, right, you got to lay the groundwork. You have to pour the foundation. And I know that women are part of the problem. It's like, women have been giving it up so easily for so long for just anybody that gives them the time of day, that now it's like it makes all of us look bad. And, you know, I ain't judging you, do you, but that's not how I'm living my life. It's like, y'all ain't know. I gotta know your social security number. I need to know your blood type. I need to know everything. I need to know your mama before you can even get a chance of getting anywhere close to me. But because, you know, I mean, sex is great, sure, but I'm no longer of the age or have the desire to just lay down and go for a roll and hay with any random somebody. And this guy started talking to me recently. He was cute, and he got blocked within 5 minutes because he's talking about, I'm 6'3", do you want to climb me like a tree? Buddy, I'm a lumberjack. Or a lumberjill, I guess. I'll cut your tree down. Like, no, I don't want to climb you like a tree. And he was so cute. And he was young, though. He was 27. It's like, buddy, I got a whole decade on you. And then some. I got a decade and change on you. And it's like, men go out of their way to cock block themselves. Because why would you say some dumb shit like that? Why would you say something to me like, do I want to climb you? I'm 6'3". Do you want to climb me like a tree? I don't even know your real name. Like, you just met me. Like, that would be like going up to somebody on the street and be like, hey, what's your name? And then you don't change them. And it's like, hey, do you want to go home and fuck me? But because it's on the internet, people think that that's appropriate. No. And this is another reason why I'm single. It's like, if it's not my divine soul match, I am not even wasting my time. But yeah, I would give people my number before and just, it's like, let me just see what you about. Just because I was bored, just as like, wasting my time and theirs. And then they would say something stupid. They would, every single one of them would say something about sex almost immediately. And then they would get themselves blocked. And one that didn't, we just didn't talk for a while, hits me up out of the blue and is like, hey, I want to know if you want to go out with me. I'll take you on a date sometime, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you let me know. I'm down if you are. And then his immediate next message is like, yeah, because I just been so horny lately and I have no one to do it with. You lucky you not within stabbing distance of me. It's like, why would you do that? It's like, the trick is to act like it's not even there. Act like it's not on the menu. Act like it's not what you want, even though that is your goal. Like, if you're a man and you want sex with a woman that you find attractive, don't act like it. Act like you're trying to get to know her. Because if you bring up sex immediately, it's a turn off. It's a turn off for everybody. Like, why would you do that? Like, you say you want sex, but your actions determine otherwise. Like, why would you say something so stupid? And it just, I don't know, it just baffles me. Because it's like, if I'm trying to get rich, and, I'll be like going up to somebody on Billionaires Row. It's like, hey you in the 3-piece suit there, give me $1 million. Like, hey, you don't just go up to somebody and ask them for something, even if you want it. Like, I got a better chance of getting $1 million than these men do of getting me. And that's not to say I'm the baddest bitch in the world. Psych! Everybody should have confidence in themselves. If you don't think you the hottest thing moving when you sitting still, well, you should. And fuck what everybody else thinks. Because I have the utmost supreme confidence in myself. And men will like look at my body and try to be like, I know you fucking lying, blah, 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 blah. They think that because my body looks a certain way, that I shouldn't have the audacity and the confidence to say the things I do. And then you can kiss my entire ass. Because they were like, oh, don't nobody want you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, listen, just because I'm not your cup of tea, don't mean it ain't people out here trying to drink me up. And it is. Because, people, all people, not just men, women, like whatever they like. And people don't just like smaller bodies. No, people like bigger bodies too. And if you want to call me anything, you can call me large and in charge. Or you can call me goddess. Like, there are certain things I will accept being called. Like, bow down and kiss my ring. Swear fealty to me. Right? Otherwise, be quiet. Because again, one of my favorite tats. Time waits for no man, so I follow suit. And yeah, I feel like I could just keep talking, but I am at the stage now where I'm getting hungry, so I am gonna hop off and get some food, hopefully get some sleep. If not, y'all might see me back here later. I don't know, I'm kind of tired and getting a headache, but again, that could be the need to eat. So if you watch this, that was a ride. It's like a whole roller coaster. The Wild Fury roller coaster it's over.